Here we are on the rail, and our Sidney's Candy colt is all the way on the other side of the racetrack right now, about ready to start his training session. The rider's wearing a kind of pinkish or salmon colored helmet, and we've got the West Point saddlecloth on the horse. The neat thing is that John Golightly, who's training here for us and getting the horse prepared for Craig, has said that this particular colt is moving forward. He's growing like a weed, and he's also been a pretty decent minded colt. And so training by himself, coming out here by himself, galloping has not been an issue for him, and that's music to my ears. This particular training facility is, yeah, Tommy, it's 75 and gorgeous here in Temecula. It's 3 degrees in Saratoga Springs, so that's not surprising that you would remind me of the comparison here. This particular colt is early on in his training here. He's up to galloping now about a mile, and that's about where you want to have him right now. Nice and easy gallop for him down the lane here. Again, he's by Sidney's Candy, so you'd figure that he'd be rolling as a 3-year-old if he's anything like his dad. Tight hold. Love the hip on this colt. Even, you know, early Oxenfree, as we're seeing him in his early stages as a 2-year-old. That hip has developed so much more than we saw as a yearling in Kentucky at the Fasig-Tipton sale in Lexington. You can see got all our partners are here to have some fun, and we're going to be heading over. That's Ed. We're going to head over to grab some wine and some brunch a little bit later after training. Andrea says hello. Ed.
Oh, hi.
And yes, he does look spot on for Sidney's Candy. Same coloring, same. Sidney's Candy was a kind of a compact, athletic-looking colt, and I remember seeing him getting ready for the Derby a number of years ago when he was with John Sadler. And this particular colt looks a lot like Sidney's Candy from a coloring perspective, and also just he seems to have that kind of big hippie look to him, which is kind of cool. We're gonna wait till he comes back here. And Nance, if you got him galloping, I think you're in pretty good shape as far as video goes. You may want to get him from here to the starting gate when he goes back home. It's a Capote dam, Kevin. He's out of a Capote mare. But I would say that he looks a lot more like Sidney's Candy than he does Capote. Capote was a big, dark, almost black-looking colt. And so he's galloping again. This is kind of an interesting training regime that I'm seeing this morning, because he galloped for a little bit, then he jogged for a little bit, and now he's going to gallop a little bit more, which is kind of a neat. I've not seen that particular technique as much at some of the other training centers that I've been to before in the past, but I think it's a really great idea, and it kind of gives you some variety and some change up. Here, you can go ahead, Nance, get him coming past again. He's coming to the top of the stretch here, and he's going to finish up through the lane, and then he'll come back and jog and say hello to us. Happy colt. There you go, buddy. Yeah, it's a little bit of a throwback. Nice moving colt. I'm going to be talking to John Golightly, who's overseeing his training here in a little bit, and just get some feedback from him. But for the time being, we'll just break off and wait to get some videotape of him a little bit later.